up, Cougar fans, and welcome to another edition of True Blue. I'm your host, Tony Cook. Today is part 2 of our Best Of series, the best stories we've done throughout the year. We started off with a feature we did on the Arrhenius family, a father and his sons who have left their legacy on BYU's throwing record books. In the throwing world at BYU, the name Arrhenius is synonymous with greatness. It all started back in the 60s when a young man in Sweden met a BYU athletic trainer.
I got a track scholarship from BYU, and I had finished my military service, which was mandatory at the time in Sweden. So I had nothing else to do, so I just got an offer and I took it.
During his time as an athlete at BYU, he started a legacy that his sons would carry on.
I guess I was All-American. They make a big deal of that, you know. So.
All 3 of Anders' sons competed as throwers at BYU after learning the skills of their father.
Well, I always believed that if a parent had been good at anything, it doesn't have to be athletics. They can be music or art or whatever. Give it a shot. Teach your children. If they like it, it's fine. If they don't, it's fine too. So they played all the sports. Football, basketball, and baseball, and then when they were around 10, 12 years old, I started introducing them to track, and it was really easy for them.
I think that's one of the reasons why we succeeded so much is because we had someone there all the time, you know, telling us what to do, telling us what not to do, coaching us. So I think that helped us out a lot compared to other kids that didn't have that. It's also, allowed us to spend a lot of time with our dads. You know, quality time, and we've gotten really close and stuff like that. So.
We knew when we were doing something wrong, but he made sure to praise us when we were doing something right and make sure that we were always having fun and always loving it. You know, if he could tell that we weren't enjoying it, he just said, all right, we'll just stop then. When you're ready to, ready to go back and throw and enjoy it, then come back, so.
Anders and his sons would go on to spend time competing on middle and high school track teams. When summer rolled around, it was back to the motherland.
So track and field in Europe or Scandinavia is a big time sport. It's really big. We can feel when we have to meet Sweden, Finland, it's 50,000 people. So track means more over there than it does there.
Did you feel like you were missing out on just a kind of a kickback, lazy summer with your friends?
Sometimes.
Sometimes you're over there and you're frustrated. You think I'd rather be home in Utah, especially if it's a rainy summer in Sweden. You'd rather come back to the heat, but but I think in other ways it helped us grow. Being, traveling around the world, like I said, being in a different culture, being in a different environment. I think, we might have missed out on some of the summer fun, but we had other experiences to make up for it.
All those years of hard work and year-round training paid off. Both Leif and Nicholas were named collegiate All-Americans, just like their father. Now they keep a tally of who holds the record in the different throws.
Yeah, my dad has the shot put record. I have the discus record. Leif has the hammer record. I do have the javelin record, barely.
It doesn't count.
It doesn't count because we don't really throw the javelin, but I still throw the javelin the farthest. And lifting, my dad still has quite a few of the records, but that was the 70s. There were different times back then.
In my prime, I would have killed them. No, they are better than I was. Yeah, they both are.
How does your PR rank with their PR?
I still have the best PR in the shot by 1 centimeter.
Oh, no.
That's that much. And Niklas is behind me, and Leif, he can do it maybe if he eats more Wheaties.
That 1 centimeter is still a bit of a sore spot for Nick.
I remember the measurement coming up, and it read 19 meters 91, and I remember being like, it was a huge PR for me. I broke my PR by 3 feet when I threw that throw, and I remember being so excited, and then I remember being like, wait, what's my dad's PR? And I remember being like 1992. I'm like, oh. So it was fun for him. I'm glad I threw the throw, but I remember when it came up, just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm only 1 centimeter away.
Though he couldn't catch his dad in shot put, his skills in discus took him to the 2008 Olympics to compete for his father's home country, something Anders barely missed out on.
I love going over there and competing for them, especially I think it builds a better bond between me and my father, I guess, that I kind of followed in his footsteps and competed for Sweden.
Well, I was a member of the Swedish Olympic team, '72, but I got injured about a week and a half, 2 weeks before. So I never participated. Inflamed wrist. My wrist was inflamed there. I couldn't hold a shot. So wear and tear.
Leif too has set his sights on the Olympics, but will he compete for Sweden?
It's a good question. I don't know. It's 4 years away. Then I'll decide.
Anders believes if that's what Leif wants, there will be no stopping him.
Sky is his limit. He is unbelievable talent. It's up to him.
Nicholas remembers when he knew his little brother would be a strong competitor.
Your junior year, so like my last year when I was on my mission, he just had a really breakthrough year. You know, threw 209 feet in the discus, and I remember getting that message and just being blown away, just thinking, are you kidding me? You know, as I'm reading this and like telling my companion, my brother just threw 209, and he's just like, what? You know, he didn't understand what I'm talking about. I'm like, I can't believe this. And so that was probably the first time I realized that Leif, you know, he's going to be something.
For the Arrhenius clan, throwing is more than just a sport. It's something they share as a family. It unifies them.
Well, I think just because in our family, that's all we've really done our whole lives is just throwing. We all, I mean, we're all there. We go to all the meets together. Like my mom and my sister have been really supportive too. You know, they sacrifice a lot in order to have us succeed in stuff we've done. Nick's wife also. So, I mean, it's just a big family thing, and this is what we do, and we all support each other and sacrifice and do what we can to make us better.
Really, I mean, if someone's going to break any records I'll have, I mean, I'd want it to be my brother. I mean, keep it in the family. And
while the Arrhenius brothers' athletic accomplishments are innumerable, their father is most proud of who they've become.
The way they handle themselves, the things they have accomplished, not only athletically, but they're just good, solid people. I mean, I love it. Track is secondary, but the fame has not gone to the heads. They're just down to earth and great kids.
Leif broke several PRs during the indoor season, but suffered a sports hernia in March and is redshirting the outdoor season. Nicholas continues to train and compete.